good. So.
Coalition planners say they need 100 police officers to secure Marzak. Village elders promise at least that many men would volunteer for a new Afghan local police force. But by late January, fewer than 50 had stepped forward. Nur Khan, the district chief of the National Police, worries that without enough recruits, the coalition will be blind in Marzak.
Right now we need the ALPs because they are of these people and from this town, and they can identify potential bad guys who don't belong here.
After elders skip a scheduled meeting in late January, Sergeant Scott Herring leads a force of U.S. and Afghan soldiers into Marzak, seeking fresh recruits and an explanation.
Right now we've come into this town. We were hoping that we would be able to get in touch with the elders that were supposed to meet us at 11 o'clock as they promised us with recruits, which they did not. So we came here to see if we can find them and meet up with them. We got here and the whole city is abandoned right now.
Spotting a few young men, Herring pitches police service to them without success. Herring finally tracks down several elders. They reluctantly offer up excuses.
This was a very heavily, as you know already, very heavily Taliban area, and so they're scared. They're scared of repercussions and all these things, and it's hard to get them to understand that the stronger we make them, there's no repercussions because they'll be too strong for anyone to come in here and do anything to them, and that's the convincing that we have to get to them.
With daylight fading and still no new recruits, the Afghan troops accompanying the Americans come up with a plan. The Afghan soldiers announce they will force the elders to enlist unless at least 20 young men volunteer. The threat works. Herring gets his 20 recruits and more. The patrol returns to base, its ranks swelled by reluctant enlistees. Perkins defends the forceful tactics of the Afghan National Security Forces, or ANSF.
The general consensus is early on in the development of it, the Afghan security forces tend to rely a little bit heavily or more heavily on forceful recruiting or conscription. And then as time goes by, a critical mass starts to develop and more people feel comfortable joining.
But there's one question no one has answered. Will the new police officers be willing to risk their lives fighting the Taliban, especially after U.S. troops leave Afghanistan in 2014? For reporter David Axe, Arcega, VOA News.